guys, it's Sue from IPSUM back again with some crafty tutorials. I hope you're all well. I've missed you. So just going to cover stuff that you can make with things that you've got around the house, continuing with that. Now, if you're anything like me, you may have had a sort out over lockdown and come across lots of odd socks, which I certainly found, or socks with holes in and stuff. And what I'm going to show you today is how to make these balls of yarn from your old sock, and then you can turn these into macrame, you can knit with them, so you can do all sorts of things with them. Okay, so what you will need is old socks. Don't go cutting up any new socks, make sure they're old ones and clean, and some scissors. Now preferably some fabric scissors, because it just makes it a little bit easier, but obviously if you haven't got any, just try with the scissors you've got. Now I'm fortunate enough to have some stripy socks, because this does make life a little bit easier because you've got some lines to follow. If you don't have stripy socks, don't worry, you can just follow it the same. So what I'm going to do first of all is cut off this part at the top, the heel and the toe, because these are the thicker bits that won't kind of stretch and turn into yarn so easily. So I'm just going to first chop that off there. So then here, what I'm going to do, so you want to keep your sock as flat as possible, I'm just going to trim that there. Now don't worry that we'll have two separate sections, because I will show you how to join the pieces together, so that you can keep going and making bigger and bigger ones, so you can keep joining socks together. So I'm just going to just chop that heel bit off. Okay, pop that to one side, and then across here, just chop the toe off. Okay, there we go. So then you should have two sections like that. Okay, so what we're going to do first off, following the lines, like I said, if you've got a stripy sock, but you can do the same with just plain socks, and maybe leave about 1 centimetre between each of your cuts. So I'm going to cut in about 1/3 of the way on this side. Don't worry about it being super exact, because the socks stretch into place. And you're going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the same this side. So about 1/3 of the way, and make sure you don't cut right through, because you'll just have rings of socks, which you don't really want. They're just chopping through like that. Ooh, got a bit closer. So you should have something a bit like this. Now this is the tricky bit, so concentrate on this bit. So I'm just going to pick up the top part, excuse me, of the sock, and I'm going to cut in at an angle. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to cut an angle to that first cut there. Okay, so bear with me, all will come revealed. Okay, and then I'm going to go from that next cut diagonal to there. So you're kind of working your way down in stages. Now it's the sort of thing, once you get in a rhythm, you'll be able to do it without even thinking about it. So making sure that you're just cutting through that top section. So working the way down, all the way down at an angle, and then this one you just cut at an angle through. Okay, so you should have something a bit like this. Now what you're going to do then is turn it over, and then cutting through just this top layer, I'm going to cut through straight. But what you will start to see is something unraveling. So remember, when you're doing your cutting through, you are just cutting through one layer at a time. It's as simple as that. Like so. And then you get something a bit like this. Now I know it looks a bit steppy at the moment, but the great thing about this is when you start to stretch it out, it becomes a yarn. And what's really great, if you've got socks that are different colours, is you get this graduated colour through the yarn. And that is where, if you wanted to start joining different yarns together, you'll get all of these colours coming through. So I'm just going to show you now how to join one piece to another. So I'll just snip this bit in the middle. So instead of knotting it, where you get a big bulky knot, which you won't want if you're knitting or something like this, an easy way is you get the end of one of your socks or your yarns, fold it over, and I'm going to make a little, now only meant to make a little one because again this stretches, and I'm going to do the same and the other side. So just folding that over, making a little slip. And then what you do is you post one piece through one side, like that. Okay, and the piece you've posted through, you take the end of it and you pull it through. So basically that they are both linked to each other. Pull it like that and you've got a pretty seamless knot. And then what you can do, this is great, kids love doing this, making balls and stuff. Start on your finger and just continue. And maybe you can see who could make the biggest ball of yarn out of their old socks. If you do make any, and I will show you a bit later of any things that we can make with the socks, if you could just please hashtag IPSUM Swindon and show us your makes. That would be fab. See you soon. Bye.